Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. This your brother Kwam Allah coming at you with another lesson. Before I get into this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rahah HaKodash. Also, I want to give double honors to my elder apostles and elder bishops, a great millstone who teach this truth and who rule well. Kazak shalom to the hopeful elect. All right, and this lesson is going into, persecution is coming. All right, brother, send me this, this reel. And it's coming from, I believe, the UK, how they're persecuting people that's just teaching the gospel, teaching the Bible, man. All right. And soon that's going to come over here to America. All right. Which, we know they have these FEMA camps and concentration camps, set up. It's all a prophecy and the will of the Lord at the end of the day. Some of us going to be martyrs. All right. Some of us going to give our lives for this thing, man. Like the Lord said, precious is the death of his saints. So at the end of the day, whether we live or whether we die, we are the Lord's, man. And that's how you got to look at this thing. All right, but I'm going to let this video play and I'm going to get some scriptures.
We are living in the book of Revelation, guys. Now it is illegal to preach and talk about Jesus Christ in the UK. Welcome back to Tonight with me, Martin Dorney. Now the Labour-ran Rushmore Borough Council has sparked outrage by proposing a sweeping injunction that could see Christian street preachers in prison for up to 2 years if the injunction is breached. Now, the claims of causing offence or distress. Now, under the proposed terms, Christians will be banned from praying for individuals, handing out religious leaflets or Bibles by hand, and laying hands on people in prayer, even with their permission. If you take God out of a country, you're going to see the demise of a country. So what does this mean? This means that Christians need to flood to the UK and preach the gospel. Come on, not only would it be an honor to be locked up for Jesus for 2 years, but I believe there's going to be a revival in the UK. Pray for the UK. What do you guys think? Make sure that you follow for more Christian content. It's crazy.
If you preach in here, it also depends on what you say. Because you might be committing criminal offences as well. If you make members of the public harassment, alarm, distress, it's a criminal offence.
I'm aware of that. Yeah, so that's what we're not doing that. What we're doing is we're preaching like we're
going to provide you with the details.
What details are you requesting?
I need your name and your address.
Okay, so can you explain to me why do you need these details? Can you explain to me? I don't understand.
Okay, current is allegation.
Okay.
It's an offence.
So what allegation was it, sir?
Hate crime.
Hate crime.
Section 4 public order.
Section 4. What was said to cause the hate crime, sir?
Homophobic behaviour.
Give me an example. Give me an example.
I've not had anything. I'm not saying I've had anything. Someone's called us, okay? It might be completely untrue. It might be true. I do not know. If you don't give me your name and address, I have grounds to arrest you. Google it. It's code of practice, okay? I'm not going to arrest this man. Okay?
Can I confirm you're aware of the allegation now that
I'm still not aware. So I'll ask you some questions.
So what are you sure of? I can see you smiling, so I think you're finding this a bit close. I'm going to ask you one last time, otherwise you're going to be placed under arrest. So I'm going to ask you for the final time, sir. I'm not asking anymore. You've been asked to...
All right, shalom.
Right. And as you just seen in that video, over there in the UK, man, they're not playing. All right, which is prophesied in the scriptures. All right, that these devils is going to come down on us, man. Why? Because we bringing out this light, all right, and it's bringing down their kingdom, man. It's showing the light on this wickedness. Everything that Esau is doing, all right, through the Spirit of the Lord, we revealing it, man. All right, and now that shameful spewing is coming upon us glory, and now we know that, like I said, it's prophesied, but he's going to take us off the street. He's going to take us off the internet, man. And speaking on him taking us, off the internet, because he controls the internet, man. All right, he has AI to where his technology could be able to, misrepresent us. All right, going into saying things we didn't say, or in the chat, retyping stuff we didn't put in there. All right, just to further persecute us, I'm gonna go to right here, Psalms 56, And I start at 5. It says, every day they wrest my words. All right, they watch these videos. All right, they got AI prompting up to where things you say or things you type are to get your video or whatever you put, deleted or marked as hate speech or deemed as to them not suitable to be on this platform. Whatever you say, It says every day they wrest my words. It says all their thoughts are against me for evil. All right, and like I said, they can use this AI, all right, just to reverse, things that we say and misrepresent us, all right, to where the things we say is misrepresented as to be evil. All right, they can have AI say anything. AI is every day is becoming, especially the way things look and sound. All right, it's becoming more mimicable. All right, and to the point where you can't tell, and people will believe, what these devils do to our pages, our platforms. It's all for persecution, though. Verse 6, it says they gather themselves together. All right, they got them hidden councils. All right, their dark summer meetings. It says they hide themselves. They mark my steps when they wait for my soul. All right, and that's what they're doing right now. They tallying up, everything they can do to use against us for the day of persecution. All right, you got that devil vocab alone where he chop up videos to make it seem like, you said this and said that. All right, but really it wasn't said that way or any of that. But like I said, with this AI, they can do a lot of things, and that's why we use, we talking code, just for these reasons, man. I'm gonna go to Job 15 and 21. It says a dreadful sound is in his ears. All right, and that dreadful sound is starting with our elders, apostles on down. All right, coming out preaching this truth. All right, in the midst of these devils, in the midst of these nations. All right, week in, week out, putting up videos. All right, that's a dreadful sound to Esau, because that sound is letting him know that his end is nigh. All right, his queendom is coming to a halt, coming to an end. All right, coming to a bound that he can't pass, and that's a dreadful sound. So this devil is gonna go all out persecuting us. All right, it says a dreadful sound is in his ears. It says in prosperity, the destroyer shall come upon him. All right, and right now Esau in his last state of prosperity, man. All right, his NWO, his New World Order. All right, his last things he pushing to want to be in effect. All right, him filling his belly, but the Lord is about to come and knock his plate out of his hand. All right, everything he think he's about to accomplish, the Lord is about to put an end to all that. All right, the Lord is the destroyer, man. All right. Going to that dreadful sound. This is Isaiah chapter 13 and 2. It says, lift you up the banner upon the high mountain. All right, and Babylon the Great is that high mountain, and also the other nations, them hills and little mountains, man. All right, we prophets unto the nations. We lifting up the banner, which is these scriptures. All right, going into them, breaking down the prophecies, going into like we about to read on. It says, lift up a banner upon a high mountain, exalt the voice unto them. All right, and that's what we're doing. We exalting the voice. All right, we speaking the oracles of the Lord, man. All right. It says, shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles. All right, and we shaking the hands because we going out. All right, and we breaking down these scriptures, and these nobles, which is these upper elites, they watching the videos, man. All right, they getting acquainted. All right, they getting to know what's about to go down. Because like I said, we're a prophet and to the nations. All right, and with that, all right, that's a dreadful sound because, like I said, that's letting them know that their kingdom or their queendom is coming to an end. All right, and at the same time, you know, it's about to be the famine of the word, man, because that's part of the persecution. All right, this is Amos chapter 8 and verse 11. It says, "Behold, the day is come, saith the Lord, power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst of water." Because the Lord is still going to send a famine. All right, but the famine right here, all right, because the famine just means a shortage of, all right, but, right, because I believe that's what Isaiah 3:1, how the Lord is going to break the stay and the staff of the bread, all right, but right here, this is talking about the famine of hearing the word, man. All right, you ain't gonna be able to come out, you know, on the weekends or weekdays whenever brothers go out and hear the word. You ain't gonna be able to go online on YouTube and type in your favorite teacher. You know, they're gonna do away, you know, with hearing this word, man. They're gonna be persecuting us, man. All right, but it says, "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor of thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord." All right, so ultimately, the Lord is going to take us, you know, off the street through via the way, either how it go, either way of Esau, you know, coming and pulling down YouTube and other platforms like Rumble, all right, and wherever else, you know, people can be reached by hearing the word, because at the end of the day, that's the Lord causing that famine, man. All right, and then what are you going to do? All right, how you going to hear the word? All right, because the Lord said He's going to make our tongues cleave to the roof of our mouths, man, that we not may be a reprover, roughly paraphrasing, man. You know? I'm going to go to chapter 16, verse 70. Because like I said, we approaching, you know, these times. It says, "For there shall be in every place in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord." Are you going to see, soon it's going to be martial law. Are you going to see brothers' faces all over the news, every news station, warrants and reward money, and, you know, because the scriptures talk about, you know, even your family delivering you up. You know, what's going to cause them to deliver you up, man? All right. Esau, you know, with his wicked gifts. All right. Because they're going to be thinking they doing, you know, Yahweh service. But at the end of the day, we already know what it is. We know not to really even trust family at this time. All right. But it says, "For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord." It says, "They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord." All right, and that's how these devils going to be, especially along with these nations, because the scriptures talk about how the nations was incensed against us, especially, you know, you got to think, we done had these nations in subjections, and they really remember all the times we done had them, you know, in subjection, in captivity under our reign, all right, making them hewers of wood and hewers of wood and basically gatherers of water, man. They was our servants, our slaves. All right, they remember that. All right, now this is gonna be their last time to come against us with Esau, you know, in this captivity, and they gonna, you know, they gonna use their force, man. But it says, "For there should be in every place in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They should be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord." All right. You're going to have a lot of things going on, you know, like scripture say, jig of trouble, Jeremiah 30:7, man. All right, like no time never seen before, man. All right. And then you got to think they got the modern day guns. They got a lot of modern day weaponry, all right, that haven't been used, all right, back in them times. So things about to be real bad. All right. verse 72, it says, "For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out their houses." All right, because like I said, this persecution is coming. All right, and these devils know exactly where everybody's at. All right, they got plans. They didn't went over these plans. All right, they didn't practice these plans. How they gonna run down and go into a person's home and bombard the place. All right, 3-4 o'clock in the morning. They didn't already went over this. All right, it says. Verse 73, it says, "Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire." All right, this is all a part of the trial of our faith, man. All right, because if you preaching this word, all right, preaching the downfall of this kingdom, all right, these devils come upon you, you've been doing the right thing. All right, that's how you're going to know. That's another thing, another way you're going to know that you be part of the Lord's chosen, man. Because right now the Lord is making up his jewels, man. Because like I said, like gold tried in the fire, man. All right, that's what the Lord is doing. He's making up his jewels, man. Seeing who's going to be able to go through, this through the fire, man. These tribulations, all right. These perilous times, all right. But hey, man, with that, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to the Lord's elect. Until next time, shalom.